Guys, am I wrong for thinking that first dates are meant for getting to know a person and wanting to see if you might want to go on a second date with them? Here's the trap that I've been running into lately as someone who's been going on some first dates. I am a conversationalist. I love to talk. I love to have conversation. I have a sense of humor, and things just flow very naturally because I can feel comfortable with the person as long as they're giving that energy back, and usually my energy will radiate and they will pick up on it and everything will just be comfortable, right? So while I'm getting to know the person or whatever, sometimes they might say some things that just don't align with what I'm looking for or whatever, whether it be family plans or whether it be like, life plans, or maybe something that doesn't align with my morals, or like they might say something that's like slightly racist or misogynist, or something that I don't vibe with, right? So then the next day, when they hit me with I had such a lovely time with you, I'd love to take you out again, because I'm not in the business of leading people on, I have to hit them back with hey, I really enjoyed our time together, I loved getting to know you, I think you're a cool person, however, I just don't see this connection going anywhere, and I wish you best of luck in your dating journey. That's like it, right? Like, as adults, we should leave it at that, right? So tell me why. I've multiple times gotten hit back with what? What do you mean? We had such a good conversation on our date. I haven't had that good or natural of conversation with somebody on a first date ever. What do you mean the connection's not there? I was so excited to make you my girlfriend and to continue taking you out. What the fuck? I just want to know why people think that they're in love with me and that we're gonna be together forever just because we have a nice flowing conversation for a couple hours. And this is not to be like, other girls don't know how to have conversations, I'm so much better than them. I don't know what other girls are like on first dates. This is just what they tell me. And so I'm like, what the fuck? I just have a problem. I either date men who want something with me immediately, or men who never want something with me ever. And don't even get me started on the women. I don't know what they want from me either, so.
Yeah, me neither. Hey guys, welcome back, or if you're new here, welcome. My name is Lumi, and today we're going to be looking at some more TikToks before the ban. So, I think the topic for today will be about dating and how awkward it can be sometimes. Yeah, so get ready for this one. And to go off of what she said, yeah, I completely agree with like how people take things way too, like they try to speed things up like that. Like they put all these expectations in place, and it's kind of like putting the cart before the horse. And yeah, like you can have maybe like it's like a decent date, but it like there were probably like a few things that maybe like the vibe was kind of off, or like you guys or you just weren't like attracted to them, but you were like being nice or whatever, so you just went on with the date anyway. Um, because sometimes people's pictures look way better than they do in real life. Um, and so yeah, like I can see how, some people just they hate honesty. Like if you're honest with them, I mean, usually people will be like, okay, cool, see ya. But other times people will be like super defensive, and I don't know. You gotta just like let it roll off your back. You can't let it get to you.
Okay, fellas, if you could choose between getting married or having spicy time every single day, like you push a button, a woman shows up to service you, could be a different woman every day, could be the same woman every day, doesn't matter, but that's it, just spicy time. Which are you choosing? Marriage, spicy time? And now that I'm asking the question, it seems fucking ridiculous, but this was a very hot topic of conversation at the dinner table with my friends last night. Which is it?
I think most guys would want spicy time, because marriage is like, it's such a commitment. And I know a lot of guys come out of it just like completely, a lot of marriages don't last in the US. Like I think the rate of divorce is over like 50% or something crazy. So a lot of guys come out of it and they like lose their stuff, like half their stuff. They lose their house, like it's just a whole mess. So a lot of guys are just like opting out of it, and I guess women are just like, what? How could you? Like, you guys, this isn't right. But I guess, like, I don't know. It's become such a common thing to see marriage end in divorce that it's like, why even bother anymore, And I've covered this in the past. Like, I don't think I'd ever get married unless I was like absolutely sure or like obsessed with the other person that like I didn't even care about my like material possessions or whatever, like, and it meant that much to them or me or whatever. But yeah, no, I think majority of people are just like, nah, not gonna risk it.
Let me tell you how crazy dating is nowadays. You can literally be messing with someone for months and really thinking y'all have something going on. Like, I really like this person, or I really can see myself being with this person. Then one day, it's just like an energy shift. Shit just get weird. Y'all become distance between each other. And then the next couple weeks, you know what I mean? It just gets more weirder and more weirder and more weirder. Like, it just gets to a point where it's like, I don't even want to be with this person no more. And that be it right there. Because you don't know what be going on in their head. They don't know what be going on in your head. And some of us aren't mature enough to use our mouth and communicate what's going on with us. So with that being said, it completely just dies off. It's nothing completely there. Like, it don't be nothing there after the weird phase. My advice from me to you is just protect your heart. That's literally it.
I've had this happen to me in the past. I think it's a very common thing where, you know, you're talking to someone and you think you've hit it off, and it could be like months, but something happens where, you know, the other person or even you might get like distant, or, you know, the vibe just completely changes, like your perspective of the person changes, and the relationship just kind of like degrades over time. And it could be for a number of reasons. Like they could have met someone else. It could have been something that was said, or you know, it really could be anything. So there's no point in really like stressing out much about it. Oh, another thing is I think women have a harder time being honest. Like he said, like, oh, you know, it's a maturity thing. People don't know how to communicate. Like, just tell the other person, like, what's going on. But I think for, in, like, a lot of women's cases, they feel that if they are honest, that, like, maybe the guy might take it the wrong way and, like, fly off the handle and go crazy or whatever, which is very possible. But, yeah, sometimes it's just like it's best to just let it fade and fizzle, but I'm not one for ghosting, but I understand like when sometimes it is kind of like appropriate, especially when you have like if you just feel like you're unsafe or something around this person. But yeah, I feel like there's appropriate times when it is like necessary.
I know, like, never say never, but I never want to make a Hinge profile again in my life. Like, not just Hinge, like any dating app, dating site. I don't want to do that. I'm leaving that energy behind in 2024. I think it's a humiliation ritual at this point. I am just sick of like endlessly scrolling, finding mediocre matches, half-ass conversations that don't really go anywhere. And the one thing that I've really found dating apps to be toxic for, especially like me as a woman, is you start seeking validation from external people. I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to give my energy to that. If you are trying to genuinely meet someone, build a meaningful connection, go to the places where you just like light up, like things that you like to do. For example, like workout classes, coffee shops, networking event. You meet the people that are right for you when you're doing things that you love, because you find them to be in those same spaces. If you see me on a dating app in 2025, like, I give you permission to report my account, because that was me. That wasn't me.
She's got some good points. The dating app experience is not it. I really don't recommend it. It definitely does feel like a humiliation ritual, which, by the way, is a very funny term, and I think there's so many things in our society which are like actual humiliation rituals, dating apps being one of them. Um, and it just sucks because it completely crushes your ego, your self-worth. It just feels bad to use them. Like, I feel bad swiping on a bunch of people, like, in quick succession. Like, I rarely swipe right, and yeah, I feel like I don't know, I just feel like super choosy and it just doesn't feel good, you know? Um, but yeah, don't recommend it. Oh, and another thing, going to, like she said, like going to places that you feel comfortable in, like whether it's like a coffee shop or maybe you like going to the beach or like the dog park or like doing something that maybe is tied to like a hobby or your favorite activity, doing that, but just having an open mind, maybe telling yourself, okay, I'm going to talk to one random person today that I find attractive. Doesn't even have to be like, don't do like cheesy pickup lines or like creepy shit like that. Just it's like just talk to them, go into the interaction like, oh, I want to make a friend, you know. That usually helps me, but yeah, it's definitely the right environment. I think is uh, take that into account. Like if you're gonna go someplace that you enjoy doing, odds are you're gonna find people who also enjoy that, and that's a great icebreaker.
I was talking to my mom about it, like, she said, like, is this, if you really see a future with this girl, like, this is something you really need to, like, consider. You need to ask yourself, like, do you really want this kind of girl?
Because I said a curse word.
Oh my gosh, what are you doing? What I'm doing right now? Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh god!
Yo, I don't even I feel like I should apologize for throwing this in. I don't even know what that was. I think that guy, he might have some like mental. It's not funny. Like if he actually has like some mental disorder going on, like I don't know that whatever that was. I saw that on TikTok. I was like, this is wild. And I thought I had to throw that in there. So yeah, I have no words for that. I feel like that is like the perfect time to just be like, I had some fun. Best of, don't even say best of luck. Say like, I had some fun. I'll be in touch, and then just leave and call an Uber. Like, because that is unhinged behavior. Like, you don't know what that person might do.
So I heard we're sharing our bare minimum lists, and let me tell you, first and foremost, we should not be touching any doors. Doors to buildings, doors to houses, doors to cars. We shouldn't be touching them. Sidewalk rule. He either knows it or he doesn't, and if he doesn't, bye.
Oh yeah, and if you don't know what the sidewalk rule is, apparently, like if you're mask and you're dating someone who's femme, uh, it's best to like be closer to the side of the road where all the cars are, to make them feel more safe. Which I understand. Like it's kind of nice to do, and it's the other person will feel appreciated. It feels like that you care about them, that you're thinking about them in that way. Um, it's just like a nice courtesy thing to keep in mind.
Good morning and good night texts. I don't need you to be texting me every second of the day, like, what are you doing? What are you doing now? How's your day? But like, one in the morning, one at night, like, I'm good. Just like, so you know so I know you're alive. Games. The second we start playing games, bye. I'm out. No more games. Like, I can't. Flowers, some people are controversial about. They don't see the point. Personally, I'm a flower bitch. Like, show up. Oh my gosh, like on a first date, this ties into the next one. Like, just show up with some flowers. You don't even have to buy them. Like, pick them from like a bush or something. Like, it's so easy. That is the cracked code to making a girl happy. Like, they're mad, flowers, fixed. The 3-day rule. If we are not talking, if something's wrong, if you are ghosting me, I'm going to give you 3 days. You have 3 days to get your shit together. If I don't hear from you, bye. Cut off, no longer. Actions speak louder than words. If you're sitting there and like, I want to be with you, I'm going to take you on a date, do all this, bitch, do it then. Hello? Like, you can tell me you want to do it, but like, actually do it. I'm running out of time. Let me know if you want a part 2. But basically, settling for mediocrity is scarier than being alone. That's all I got to say.
I feel like we shouldn't be sharing these kinds of things. I don't know. Personally, a bare minimum list is I don't know. It feels like you're kind of like going into it with like a mindset that you want to accept the bare minimum almost. Like it shouldn't even have to be said. Like it should just be like you should know it. I don't know why there has to be a list for it, but I don't know. That's just me personally. But you know, you do you. Um, the flowers thing, I don't know about that one. I feel like flowers, especially on like a first date, it feels so corny to me. Like, I guess it's different. Like if you buy flowers, it feels like a lot, you know? And you don't want to like put too much expectations or like put too much pressure on the other person on a first date. I always feel like first date should be like super casual, like super, you know, take it or leave it, kind of whatever. Um, or not like take it or leave it, but like super just like um light, you know. It shouldn't have all this weight behind it. There shouldn't be all this pressure because then it's just like, well, it's like why are you doing all this extra stuff, you know? It just comes off as like either desperate or like way too um pushy maybe or like you know rushy, like trying to rush into a relationship. But yeah, I don't think flowers are so like. I guess if you pick them yourself, that's kind of different. Like that's kind of cute, I guess. But buying like a bouquet of roses just feels so corny to me. Like I don't know. It feels like you read it out of like a dating 101 book written I don't know 50 years ago. Oh, yeah, I agree with her on the games thing. That is like it's so immature. I don't have any tolerance for that anymore. Um, I try not to play games. Sometimes I have to like catch myself because sometimes I do it without even realizing. Um, just because like I don't know if it's like you know things I've learned in the past or I don't know. It's like you kind of have to unlearn these things. Sometimes like when you've been dating, these things that you do might seem normal or natural, but they really are like manipulation or like games. Um, and it's not healthy. It's not good. Uh, and you know, it's easy to fall into that if you're like used to it, but you gotta have to like you have to try extra hard to like be self-aware and try to catch yourself so you don't do it and end up passing on either your own trauma or you know continuing the cycle. I think it's like try to break the cycle. All right, everyone, this is getting kind of long now. I think I'm gonna wrap it up here. Hope you enjoyed. Leave a like if you liked it, dislike it if you dislike it. Leave me a comment, let me know what you think, or let me know if you want me to cover something next. Consider subscribing if you enjoy this sort of thing. But yeah, hope you guys have a good night, and I'll see you next time. See ya.